The big news we're tracking, the father of Ness Wadia, Wadia, the industrialist, has filed a police complaint that he and his company are receiving threatening calls allegedly from an underworld don. These calls were received on Monday evening. We understand that Wadia has filed a written complaint at a police station there in Mumbai, which has now been forwarded to the anti-extortion cell. The statement of his personal assistant is being recorded by the police, and this is, of course, running parallel to the case that's been brought against his son, Ness Wadia, by Preeti Zinta. That's a separate case. Shravan Sen joining us on the phone for more. Shravan, what are you hearing from the police in terms of this case?
Amrita, what we do know at this point in time that the Wadia group had filed a police complaint on Tuesday. They alleged that they got a threat call on Monday evening, and what they're claiming is that this was made, the call was allegedly made by an underworld don on Monday evening. As of now, we are being told that already one statement has been recorded that happens to be Ness Wadia's PA, whose statement has been recorded by the NM Joshi Marg police station. This particular case has already been transferred to the crime branch and is currently being investigated by the anti-extortion cell. The question that is being raised right now, whether all this is linked with the Preeti Zinta case or not, that is yet to be confirmed by the Mumbai police. There's no official word, and possibly it will be too much of a speculation to link it at this point in time.
And absolutely, not linking it and not speculating, of course, Shravan. And also remains to be seen the identity of the underworld don in question. This is, though, being treated as an extortion case.
Amrita, at this point in time, we have been told that this alleged underworld don is someone who has been, sending out extortion calls to several of the Bollywood singers in the past. But yet, this is still a matter of investigation. There's certainly nothing official on this at this point in time. But sources in Mumbai police say that this is the alleged don that they are speaking about is someone who has close links with the Bollywood, and there have been previous cases registered against him in the anti-extortion cell. So certainly, this is an angle that is going to be investigated by the Mumbai police, possibly an official word in some time from now.
So as a crime branch's anti-extortion cell investigates, Shravan, in the past also you've seen key industrialists in Mumbai receive threatening calls, receiving extortion calls that have also been investigated. That's always a concern, really, it seems, in the city.
Absolutely, Amrita. In the last year itself, we have seen several extortion calls being received, not just by top Bollywood stars like Karan Johar, for that matter. Even Sonu Nigam had also received some extortion calls. All these matters were being investigated by the Mumbai police at that point in time, and especially the anti-extortion cell. Now, the link that possibly one can draw with previous cases, and in this case of the Wadia group, is that we have been told is possibly the same call that others have received. Call that the Wadia group has also. But however, having said that, this is a matter of investigation at this point in time. So certainly, Mumbai police want to come out and
all right, still a matter of investigation. It's a developing situation, and Shravan, getting us what we know in terms of the complaint that's been lodged there in Mumbai. Shravan, as we just try and, of course, wait for more details, we have been tracking the case, of course, against Ness Wadia brought by Preeti Zinta. That's, of course, a completely different investigation, a different case, because that's a case that she had filed of alleged molestation. This is the case we're talking to Shravan on, just to bring our viewers up to speed. A threat call, an extortion call received by Ness Wadia's father, Ness Wadia, prominent industrialist there in Mumbai. Shravan, so a different police team altogether investigating this, of course. I'm not sure that audio, we're going to try and fix that line. Shravan, if you can hear me, could you just take us through what the crime branch is doing? It's a separate team, of course, investigating the two cases.
What we do know is that the crime branch is already working on this particular case. Since this case was reported yesterday evening, the crime branch joint commissioner of police is also looking into the matter, what we are being told. Since the statement has also been recorded, we will also be looking into the phone calls that the Wadia group has received over the last 48 hours to basically get into the root of this particular case and figure out where this call exactly was made from. And possibly a statement is also expected from the crime branch by evening, possibly on the status of this particular case.
All right, so this is the anti-extortion cell of the crime branch that is investigating this matter. Shravan, you were telling us that the complaint was lodged yesterday. In fact, Shravan telling us that the threatening calls, apparently 5 extortion-related calls received by the Wadia group, and that's what's been registered in that complaint. That was on Monday evening. So as we've been at pains to clarify, there is no confirmation on whether this is linked to the case that has been brought against Nusli Wadia by Preeti Zinta against his son, that is Ness Wadia by Preeti Zinta. That case is something that's an ongoing investigation of alleged harassment there. This is a case that has come to light of alleged extortion calls being made allegedly by an underworld don to Nusli Wadia, that is Mr. Wadia Senior. Shravan has been tracking all of the details and telling us, in fact, Shravan, you were saying that the extortion, anti-extortion cell, which has been fairly busy of late, it seems, there in Mumbai, looking into this matter urgently.
Absolutely, Amrita. The anti-extortion cell, which is under the crime branch, is now investigating this particular case. Remember, the case was actually filed on Tuesday evening, and as per the complaint, the alleged calls made by an underworld don were made on Monday evening, is what we are being told by our sources in Mumbai police. Now, this case, the statement was recorded at the NM Marg police station. And after that, this case has now been transferred to the anti-extortion cell. And as you rightly pointed out, Amrita, anti-extortion cell has been fairly busy with several such calls being made to from renowned Bollywood stars, which also includes Karan Johar, Sonu Nigam, over the last 1 year.
And that's, of course, a huge cause for concern for, you're telling us, as Bollywood stars as well as industrialists there in Mumbai. Shravan, that's been the situation for the past few years. We don't actually know in terms of what it was that this alleged don was demanding. Shravan, we also don't know whether this was an India-based don or outside the country.
Amrita, we still cannot confirm whether the alleged underworld don, whether this call was actually made from Mumbai or it was from outside the country. That is yet to be confirmed at this point in time. But calls, but what this one was, as far as the Wadia group is concerned, they're saying calls were allegedly received on Monday evening. Ness Wadia's father, Nusli Wadia's PA, has already given a statement to the police. This is now being said. This is being proved by the anti-extortion cell at this point in time. But obviously, as far as investigation is concerned, procedure-wise, we would be expecting this first phone call to the Wadia group over the last 48 hours. That will now be acknowledged by the anti-extortion cell, just going by procedure. After that, whatever the statements we expecting, another couple of statements will be recorded, especially by people who have actually received that particular call. And thereafter, this will proceed in terms of investigation. What generally, whenever there is an anti-extortion call that is being made, this is the procedure that is generally followed by the Mumbai police, expecting that the two will be under similar lines.
You know, Shravan has been taking us through some of the really what we've been seeing, the high-profile cases in terms of extortion calls made in the recent past, including to Karan Johar, Boni Kapoor, Salman Khan. All of these complaints lodged with the Mumbai police. In those cases, rather, it was an underworld don believed to be residing in Australia. We're told, Shravan, as the crime branch goes ahead to investigate this, the anti-extortion cell investigating this. You've also been tracking, of course, the very high-profile case brought against Nusli Wadia's son, Ness Wadia.
As far as Amrita is concerned, if at all there's a link between this and the case that was filed by or not, that is too early. It would rather be premature to actually comment on at this time. This is what even the top police officials are saying, that at this point in time, we certainly do not want to link this particular case with on already a molestation case which is filed actually where there was already where Ness Wadia is an accused in this particular case. Certainly there is no link at this point in time, but questions certainly being raised by several quarters back as Mumbai police is putting this out, that this is purely a call that they have received, and they would certainly be going ahead in terms of, as far as line of investigation is concerned, they would be going ahead considering this as a case of stress call, and investigation would be on those lines.
All right, and so the police making it clear they're not going to link these two cases. It's certainly very premature, and we're not doing so on our part, just mentioning that there are these two cases and investigations running simultaneously. You do have Ness Wadia, the head of the Wadia group, the industrialist, lodging a police complaint on Tuesday over several calls made on Monday evening. Apparently 5 calls made allegedly by an underworld don. Now, there's several questions. We don't know who the don is necessarily. That identity has not been confirmed. We don't know where the don is based, whether it's in India or outside. And we don't know if this is linked to the case that's been brought by Preeti Zinta against his son, Ness Wadia. That crime branch investigation continues. Shravan will get us the latest.